Hey, Coach. Welcome to our YouTube channel. We're super excited you found us. That means you're probably a basketball coach or want some resources. So go down below. Make sure you subscribe. Get all the updates. That's the first thing. Second thing, make sure you go check out teachhoops.com. It'll be up below. It is our resource. It is our community. It is what makes all of this go as my neighbor starts their lawn more. But anyway, have a great day. Go check it out and leave comments down below. If there's anything that you want to see on this YouTube channel, you let us know and we'll help you out. Bye.
All right, episode 44 of High School Hoops. I'm going to try not to piss off a lot of people that are listening to the podcast at this point, but go ahead and talk about this episode. You got to remember, this podcast is called High School Hoops.
Right.
Okay.
And so we're advocating for the importance of keeping our game the way it is.
Yes.
Okay, so is traveling team / AAU killing youth sports? Coach, what are your thoughts?
Crickets. I wish I had I have a little thing at school that plays crickets and does a laugh track and all sorts of stuff. I would have played crickets there. So do I think it's killing youth sports? No, I don't think it's killing youth sports. I personally think that kids play too many games. It goes back to last week's episode where we talked about the book Range and people specializing too soon and playing too many games. So I think what it is doing, and we need to start following the Canadian model and the European model, where we're doing more skill-based things at a younger age rather than playing more games. They play too much. They play too much. They play too much. They play too much. And that's where I think it is hurting youth sports.
Well, I agree. They play too much, and the quality of basketball once they get to us is not as good as it was 10, 15 years ago.
No.
The game of high school basketball is not very good. I remember it was like 2 weeks ago, and it's funny that we're talking about this. It was our first week of summer league, and our head coach was like, yeah, this group is kind of raw this year. And I thought they were pretty okay because I was watching some of these other teams. These kids can't even dribble left-handed, but they know how to play a game all the time. But, like, literally it was the ugliest game of basketball I've ever seen. And I know it's summer league, but it's by far the ugliest I've ever seen in all my years of coaching. And
right.
I've been around it for like 15 years, and I played, and coach has been there a little bit longer than I have, but I don't know it's just too many games, not enough skill. The quality of basketball is not as good, and we've talked about it before, just the amount of games and sheer games that kids are playing.
It's also keeping up with the Joneses. I'm just telling you. And I've had this issue, and I was able to have, and I've told you this story with Drew, my son. It's like after he played AAU, whatever, we were doing it because he wanted to play with his friends and stuff. But after his sophomore year, it's like, Drew, do you want a chance to play for me next year? Do you want to play a lot more your senior year? If you do, we can't be traveling everywhere on the weekends and doing that. We have to. There's better uses of our resources and time.
Right.
And the reason he's going to play for me this year, and the reason he's going to play a lot for me this year, is because he did not play AAU. Now, people are going to make the argument he has me and he has resources. I agree. I hear you. But he didn't become the shooter that he is. He didn't become the player he is because he was playing 4 games in Iowa on a Saturday. He can shoot because he got in and shot and worked on a shot. He became a threat from the international line, which is what college is going to, because he shot a lot of them. They're almost like layups to him. So that's the issue. Is like we're talking about whether I told you I didn't let him shoot a 3-pointer until he was in 7th or 8th grade. Ever. Like, you're not shooting 3-pointers. What are you doing? You're not strong enough. You go watch one of these 5th grade AAU things, and they're literally using 2 hands to shoot the ball up there.
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
It's really bad, and like I said, and hopefully I'll get this going very soon. I got Eric Price's book. Eric Price was a AAU all-star player, and we often hear about all the great things of AAU and what happens of the 2%. But we don't really hear from the perspective.
It's actually the 1%.
The 1%, but the 99% people that end up not making it, or the people that are also involved in all the crooked things and the shoe deals and the money handed in, and knowing what these people are really involved in and what, like, it goes back to, you talked about the book you talked about, the why. Like, why are some of these people invested in these kids? Are they really wanting them to have them become better basketball players, or is it about making money? And
it's about making money. It's Life Lesson 627 from Coach
Exactly.
Collins.
It's
Follow
a business.
the money. Follow the money. You do that in your life, and you're going to learn a lot.
Right.
You can do that in education. Follow the money, and you'll figure out why things are happening the way they happen.
But from a perspective, high school basketball coaches, we don't make a lot of money. Okay. And so we're not invested in the middle school coaches.
You don't make? Oh man, I'm buying a place in Martha's Vineyard with all my money.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. I guess I'll have to move to Madison Metropolitan, because obviously you're making more money. They're making more money in that district than I am. Yeah. But they are really invested about building a program, building their kids, and I think people got to be aware of that.
Right.
It's a scary thing, and the game has not gotten better because of it.
It hasn't gotten better. It definitely has not gotten better. It maybe helps those, like you said, it maybe helps those 1%ers, but doesn't help, the ninth guy in your high school team. It hasn't helped them at all.
And it's, again, it goes back to, are you really getting better by investing that amount of money and time? Is there skill development? Are you just playing games and playing more games? Well, not going to get much better by doing that.
No, and I had that discussion with Drew. I basically said, if you just want to go hang with your friends and play, that's fine. But we're going to be realistic about what this is. This is just you having some fun, Yeah,
the other thing is just the time travel and the time miss. So if I got to go all the way into Nevada to go play good basketball, I don't think that's the case. You can go play good quality basketball in your state. They travel all over the place, where a lot of good height, especially these kids that are 7th and 8th grade, there's no need to go across the country to play good basketball.
No, you don't need to go. No recruiters ever asked how your 7th grade team did.
Exactly.
Period. Okay, that's a good one to end on. That statement's a good one to end on. Okay, so what's our timeout this week?
A timeout this week is, why do you think coaches are getting out of the game? Because I constantly count every year the amount of coaches in our state of Wisconsin. It's usually about 75 to 100 coaches per year that do resign from varsity basketball coaching. What's your number one reason?
I have a couple theories. Well, first of all, you can make more working down at the gas station than you can coaching.
So you think it's economical reasons?
Well, there's that. That's my next podcast, teachersidegig.com. It's coming. So just be ready, everybody. It's coming. I got a couple new podcasts coming. Life lessons. So I've got life lessons. I'm going to give life lessons to my kids. I'm going to share those. And then the next one is teacher side gigs. So that's the first thing. I think it's economical. I'm under the theory. I don't know if you've heard this theory before. I'm under the theory you have to do one of two things with people. You have to pay them really well and not treat them very well. So you maybe work 80 hours a week on Wall Street, but I'm going to pay you really well, not treat you very well. Or you have to not treat people or not pay them very well, but treat them really well, like a nun. The nun she doesn't make very much money, but people respect her. She loves God.
Yeah.
So the problem is teachers and coaches right now get neither one of them.
Yeah, that's why there's a depletion in what we do.
That's why it's economics 101. The D1 guys that are running, Coach Bennett's making lots at Virginia, and if he loses, he'll lose his job, but he made a lot of money. So there's a cost benefit there. High school coaches, I think people are valuing their time more too. It's like,
yes,
I don't need to take the phone calls at 9:30 at night because Johnny ain't playing. Life's too short. I'm going to go do something else. Or I'm going to go work at a club and make just as much money coaching 3 months in the summer than I do.
That's why I coach club soccer, less struggle than dealing with high school.
Yeah.
My theory is people, I think it's the pressure feeling of instant success.
Yes, it's win. Yeah.
Win right away. And people aren't, I know like your first year at Memorial was not so good, but you had a little bit of growth. But some people, it takes them 5 to 10 years to build a program that's in the bottom up. And people don't give those people a chance. I've been in that situation.
No. They're going to run you out. They're going to treat it like a college program.
Yep.
And these are high school 15 to 18-year-old kids.
Right.
And they treat it like you're the Bucks coach. Yes.
That's my theory, especially the ones that really put in the time. And after a while, it's the why. Why am I doing all of this if I'm going to be constantly treated like garbage? You know, or you're going to run me out after all the time I've invested in all this other stuff, and it takes time. People are just impatient. People,
and it's part of it. That's the reason people are getting out of education too.
Yes.
It's like, well, I'm not. You're expecting me to do more and paying me less. I can go do something else and clock out. I don't have to take the papers home and grade them.
So I think it kind of is coincident with what you're just saying, is that, okay, so the pressure is so high, the expectation is so high right away, and I'm not getting paid really well. So why am I doing it?
Right.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. All right. So write your congressman, write your senators, write your state legislature. Anybody that's listening, if you're not in the U.S., then
But a plug for Teach Hoops in our podcast. That's why we're here.
Yes, that's why
we're here.
We'll do a cheap plug for teachhoops.com.
That's why we're here.
All right. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Okay.
Hey, Coach, hope you liked that video. If you're looking for more videos just like that, check out teachhoops.com up above or down below in the show notes. I do not think you'll be disappointed. One-on-one calls, office hours, you name it, it's there for you. Learn from me. Let me help you become a better coach.